Jordan Peterson on Fox News. This should be
You should be very careful what you name things. And pride is not a virtue.
starting off well.
That was the name that was chosen, and that's the name that stuck. And pride is a cardinal sin.
You know what else is a sin, Jordan? Boasting, or since you like ancient language, vainglory.
Pride means something like stubborn refusal to change when evidence of error is accruing.
Pride also means being conscious of one's dignity. You would think that someone with such a command of language would know that words have multiple meanings and it's always contextual.
There's a real tinge of narcissism, sexual narcissism, about the whole pride spectacle.
Why are these dudes always so obsessed with other people's sexual decisions?
It's also the case that identities based on something as narrow as sexual desire, let's say, aren't identities at all. They're pronouncements of subjection to instinctual whim.
Did you know there are even humans alive today that are not so Christian about their sex and sexual choices and sexual partners? Seems like a very narrow and stuffy definition of sex that you're choosing at this moment.
And I also have a real problem with the idea of the LGBT plus, etc. community, because it's not a community. And it's especially not a community right now because the trans pushing, gender affirming butchers and liars primarily target young people whose most likely outcome on the sexual front is homosexuality.
You rolled right into transgender people from sexuality. That's a common mistake that you and your cohort often make. Gender and sexual decisions are very different things.
So the transgender affirming butchers and liars are differentially destroying the youthful gay community.
That's pretty ironic because you use the term Christianity pretty freely as if that were one community, as if all those sorts of people don't squabble over minor doctrinal differences written by who knows how many people about a God they invented thousands of years ago.
Pride movement has torn down a lot of fences, and maybe some of those fences needed to go, but all of them didn't need to go. And there's plenty of monsters coming out to play now.
My wife and I were watching Colbert last night, and he was playing clips of Martha Baumgartner, who is Samuel Alito's wife, you know, the one who was flying the flags recently. And she was talking about when her husband is no longer a justice, how all the flags that she's going to raise and all the people that she hates and she's going to get back at, and that she has flags in her mind for them. And it made me realize we all deal with different mental and emotional issues. I, for one, had panic disorder for a long time, and I'm generally an anxious person, and that's something I have to navigate through life. And as challenging as that can be, I don't understand what it would be to go through life with such hatred in your heart, such ignorance and profoundly disturbing misrepresentations of what other people's experiences are and how they're trying to navigate through life in the same way that we are. And to go onto these mediums that we have and just express that hatred, to call people monsters for being who they are, that's something I'll never understand. And, you know, as I get older, I realize how grateful I am that I'll never have to understand that. And I can't imagine the emotional and psychological burden that one carries around to hold such hatred in their heart all the time.